Hi guys, it's me, Delicious Delights. I'm back with another video review. No, not a smelly jar video. I know I do love doing them, but I also think I'm a reviewer, so I should do some reviews for you as well. So today I have a review on a new fragrance that was just released. I'm not sure exactly when, but I know it's been like in the past month or two. It's from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. It's a designer fragrance called Mon Paris. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's an eau de parfum. Okay, so first of all, the bottle is really beautiful, I gotta say. Even in real life, when I saw it at the store, I was like, wow, that's really pretty. So I was like just genuinely drawn to the fragrance just because of the bottle. And I don't know, it does help, you know, when a bottle is really pretty like this. Like, imagine having that on your, nightstand or whatever. It does stand out. So it has a really nice black ribbon there as well. It's just a very nice classy bottle. So I was interested, I picked it up and I tested it, and so I'm going to repeat my findings to you as quickly as I can because I don't want it to take too long. So first of all, the notes, yeah, it's on Fragrantica or in Base Notes. You can find it, so you can just look at it there. I'm not here to like recite what I read to you on what I see on Fragrantica. And notes are important, yes, but I think what's more important is the overall smell and what it smells like to my nose or to your nose, or what you can relate to in terms of how it smells. Because we can go on and on and on and talk about notes, and actually I don't think anyone really cares unless you're really a hardcore frag head, so to speak. And I think just in general, more people just care about how it smells and using what you can relate to in everyday life, using those smells and then relating that to the fragrance. So then you can have a better idea. Instead of me telling you it smells like jasmine sambac and musk and patchouli and nut fruits. You guys probably already know that. Fruit smells are really obvious, but there's some things that are less obvious, especially to just the average nose. So I'm going to just say, look up the notes and all the information on Fragrantica. I'm not going to recite them for you because, I mean, you guys can type it in Google. Okay, so the opening of this fragrance. The opening is actually my favorite part of this fragrance. Because, okay, I'm just gonna get into the rest later. The opening, right away when I sprayed it, I got a blast of alcohol, which is pretty common, especially with designer fragrances. I just seem to get that same alcoholic smell right away. And to me, yeah, it's just there. It's almost like inevitable with a lot of designer fragrances. Now, I'm gonna get some debate here, sure, but just in general, I just feel I smell this all the time and it's getting kind of old and boring. And as soon as I smell that alcohol smell, the first thing that pops in my mind is, oh my god, this is cheap, you know. I don't think it's a pleasant smell, but luckily that alcohol smell fizzles away pretty quickly, and you're left with a very, very, very intense fruit smell. So the fruit in here is very berry-like. I have it on here. The berries are like strawberries, raspberries, cranberries. It's very reminiscent of red berries. So that's an obvious smell that all you guys know can relate to probably. It's very thick and jammy, and it gives me this idea that I can even just spread it on bread. So it's very spreadable, that smell. And if you like that smell of, when you are spreading jam on top of a piece of toast, if you like that smell, then you would probably like this opening. I also get like a touch of musk in the opening, which doesn't really bother me, but it's not so prominent. It's mostly about that jammy, spreadable fruit, red berry jam, and that's basically it. I can say that this opening will remind you of a lot of other popular women's fragrances, and I don't really need to repeat any of those. Just look up, the bestsellers at the moment. It will remind you of that distinct, common smell. But instead of thinking that it's exactly the same thing, because it's not, just replace whatever sweet fruit note that you got in all those other fragrances, bestsellers, and replace it with like a strawberry, red berry kind of jammy kind of smell. So that's what it smells like. And just a little side note, when I did spray this in here, I was in this room, my door was open, and next door over is our bedroom where my husband is right now. And he said, "Hey, what is that? What did you spray? It smells like sweet cake." So that was his impression of the opening, which was really pleasant, but it's nothing new or original. We've all smelled it before. Okay, so in the mid, apparently there's supposed to be a lot of a combination of flowers. I believe it's peony, orange blossom, jasmine, sambac, and datura. Honestly, I do get a floral smell in the mid, but it's not like I can pick out which kind of florals they are. So you just get like a floral touch in the mid. Obviously the fruit smell is still there, but you get a faint touch of florals. And honestly, if I could relate it to something in real life, to me and my nose, the mid smells like, those hard candies, like they're like this. They're like an oval shape. They're wrapped. It's like those old candies that you can get at your grandma's house, those hard candies. There's a little bit of fruit filling inside and then just hard on the outside. And it's kind of those candies that like no one really wants. You can also see these candies like after dinner candies at restaurants that they would give you. That's what the mid smells like to me. I'm not sure if it's still a pleasant smell. I mean, it smells like candy. Those hard candies, specifically those candies like at your grandma's house. So not specifically at your grandma's house, but just those candies that you get after dinner and they're hard and there's like once you get to the middle there's like a small like jelly fruit filling in it. If you like that, then you probably love this mid. In the mid, the musk in here completely disappears. I only get that candy smell. And if you don't want to think of it as a candy smell, just imagine that opening with the very intense fruit, but just with a little bit of a floral thing in the background, just, wafting in and out. And as I said before, it's not like a specific floral smell. It's like a combination, like a floral garden, which is still quite nice, but I'm still waiting for something more special. And at this point, I didn't get it yet. So let's go finally into the dry down. In the dry down is my least favorite part of this fragrance. And what happens in the dry down is the musk that I smelled quite faintly in the opening, it comes back really strong. And apparently there's 3 types of musk in here, plus ambroxan. So it's very intensely musky on my skin. And I wasn't really expecting that. I just wish it would have stayed into that fruity candy stage. I would have been very happy with that, but not impressed. But I would be kind of like, okay, I can handle that. But the musk is so freaking strong in this one on my skin. It's like in the dry down phase in my skin right now. And yeah, it's so intense. So if you like musk and you like fruity smells, I think you would love this fragrance. On me, the musk just took over everything. And it just wasn't so pleasant in my mind. So let's relate this to real life. I just could not get this imagery out of my head when I smelled the dry down. So yeah, maybe it's a little out there, but whatever. So can you imagine that candy factory smell, like those candies I told you about that it smells like in the mid? Imagine how the factory would smell like that's manufacturing those candies. And I know that's kind of weird, but okay, so what does that smell like to me? It kind of smells like industrial, like factory-ish, kind of metallic, kind of rusty, with all of like metal columns everywhere. You get a little bit of warmness from you know, the machines running in the factory. You also get that strong muskiness. I guess this would be the smell of the workers working in there who's kind of sweating. It was really weird imagery, I know, but that's what it smells like to me. So yeah, that's pretty much my review on this fragrance. I don't get any patchouli whatsoever, but there's a specific kind of patchouli in fruit chuli fragrances that I kind of have a hard time detecting. Because when I think patchouli, I'm thinking like hippie head shop, you know, 60s, 70s kind of patchouli. That's what's obvious to me. But in these fruit chuli fragrances, I have a hard time picking it out. Just a few more notes. I presented this fragrance to my husband, and I told him to give me throw out just a few words that come to his mind. Sorry, I'm having a hard time talking today. He said cheap, and then he said generic, and then he said bubblegum. So I can see where he's coming from, because it's nothing new. It's like, it's pleasant. Like, it's not bad, but it's nothing original. It's kind of boring. I don't really like that musky thing in the base. I don't really enjoy that floral thing in the mid. I do enjoy the opening, but I've smelled it before, especially from this house. With their manifesto and just a few other ones that they have that are bestsellers, and it's just really redundant. And I say this all the time. It feels like the designer game is just really redundant, especially in the women's side. Like, we just can't get away from this common smell that we smell in a lot of women's fragrances nowadays, and it's getting really tiring and boring. And honestly, if I were to choose one fragrance that would have those commonalities in women's fragrances that I keep on talking about, it would definitely be 100%, no doubt, no questions asked. It would be Dior Poison Girl. So that's my review on Mon Paris from Yves Saint Laurent. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. It was so nice to see you guys again. Make sure to sub and give it a like. It really does help me out a lot, and I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys soon with the next review. See you later, guys. Bye.